Today we're going to draw this kawaii owl. It's an owl, and we're going to go step by step. And I just want to show you guys how you could do this. So the application I'm using is actually called Sketchbook Pro. And we're going to go step by step to create the sketch, and then afterwards we can go ahead and actually paint it in. So I'm going to go ahead and start with step 1. This doesn't have to be perfect. You could just do as good as you want, or as perfect as you want, or as easy as you want to make it. But we're going to start with a circle that is kind of pointed at the top here. You could put it smack bang in the middle of the paper. And I'm going to go ahead and try to clean it up a little bit down here. In this same circle, you're going to go ahead and put the eyes. You want to make sure that they kind of like in the middle of the circle, start in the middle of the circle and go all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the first circle here and draw the second one on this side, like on the sides of the face. So it's an owl, so we're going to go ahead and give it the largest eyes possible. And of course it has a mouth or a beak, so we're going to go ahead and draw the beak in the middle here and make it go all the way down like this. Make it look a little bit cute and cut across like that. And let us put a little bit of the twinkle in these eyes. So I'm going to put 2 circles for the highlights. And I'm going to try to replicate the same on this other side. It doesn't have to be perfectly alike, just to give it a natural view of it. And that is step 1. So we're going to go ahead and start step 2. And in step 2, we're just going to draw his body. So his body should be coming off of him like this and going all the way down. Let's not make it very pointed because we want to give him a little bit of meat on him. So we're going to go ahead and draw that over there. And if you haven't been following this channel, I'll tell you that all these are actually already drawn in my coloring book. And if you haven't picked up the coloring book, I'll link to it in the description of this video. So you could go ahead and see these kawaii drawings in that coloring book. If you just don't want to draw them from scratch, you could just go ahead and grab the coloring book for yourself. And you will be able to actually have them as already drawn, and you just color them in. But we're going to go ahead and give him legs like that. His body should be droopy a little bit like that. So we're going to go ahead and go to level 3, step number 3, where we're going to be drawing his wings. So we're going to make them come off of him like this and make him wear kind of like a jacket. So I'm going to go ahead and make them droopy a little bit down like this. And here's where you can be as creative as you want. So I'm going to make mine come down that way. And I'll make, say, 1 go here. And I'll replicate it on this side. Like that. Now, we're going to draw one that actually comes from inside all the way down. So we're going to make it come from inside and droop it all the way down inside. If you know anything about owls, you know that they actually kind of wear these jackets that go all the way down like this. So this one is going to be from the inside out. And it's going to cut across like that. So that looks good already. We're going to go to step number 4. Step number 4 is where we're going to put a few feathers inside his body. And for this one, draw a little bit of a faint line to go across like this. And we're going to give him about 3 of those. So his body is going to be in about 3 of those going across like that. And in here, you can draw this going on this side like this. Just follow through the way I'm doing them like that. So for the other side, you want to bring them over on the opposite side like this. And that way you'll give him feathers. And in this step 4, we're going to add more in order for us to make them a little bit random and give them a little bit of a rhythm to it. So in here it looks way too plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here on the end and I'll draw a couple of lines like that. 1, 2 is enough. Add a little bit of depth to this. 2 in there. 1 and 2. Probably 2 on the side, depending on how you want yours to look. You may not want it very detailed, so it depends on the look you want to go for. And I'm going to add about 2 over there. And 1 more over here. Just like that. Remember, this is not a realistic owl, but it's a kawaii owl, so all we have to go for is a cute look, but not necessarily a realistic look here. So that looks good in my books. Yep. So now we're going to go ahead and go to step number 5. In 5 easy steps, you're going to be finished with this. So for this 5th last step, 5th last step, not 5th last step, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of horns onto him. So you're going to go here, right in the middle of his forehead, and you're going to pull horns to go up this way like this. So you want to do that on this side as well. Remember, whatever you're doing on one side, you want to replicate it on the other side. But we're not going to make it perfectly mirrored, so you don't need to use the mirroring tool. We're just going to go ahead and make it as natural as possible. And that looks good. I'm going to make it protrude out a little bit more. Bring it closer to his eye. And that should do it. So on this other side, I'm kind of going to go for the same look. I'm going to add 1 more to go out this way. And replicate on this side. He's like a horned owl. That will give him a good look. And I'll go over here to his beak. Bring that up. Over here too. Bring that up. And that's pretty much it. Add a little bit on top here, like he has some kind of hair. And that should do it. So we are almost there, guys. Now the last part of this is going to be us trying to actually now come up with a fully blown sketch of our guy. And to blend that in, we're going to add a little bit of a branch in here that he's taping on. So it's going to cut across like this. Let me add another dimension to it here. So that looks pretty good. And now Now that we have our breakdown of the sketch in all the steps that we wanted it to be, just 5 steps, we have a breakdown of this owl. So what's going to go ahead and happen is we're going to go ahead and reduce the opacity for this layer, and we're going to add another layer on top of it. And now I'm going to bring in my pencil steel, and I'm going to concentrate down on tying down this sketch to make it look a lot more sketchy and a lot more beautiful. So now it's the time to do that cute sketch. Alright, so for this level, since we've already gone through the steps to get to this, I may speed this up so I'll see you guys on the other end after we tie down the sketch. So at this level, it's mostly sketch development, and I don't go so much into the details, but at the same time I map out where I want my details to go, and a few things that I may want to add onto the drawing all happen at this time. So the creases, the accents, and a few of the details that I may want to add all go into this lever, or all the adjustments that I may want to create all work at this lever. Because after this, we're going to add a new layer. We're going to drop the opacity of this one again down. And at this level, we are going to be doing the inking part. So in the inking part, it should be easy. What happens is I bring out this inker right here. Oh, the size is humongous. So you want to kill the size all the way to less than 10. It's 3.6, that's good. 4, yeah, 4 is good. I want it to be as thick as possible. And at this point, I just want to bring the smoothing. And I'm just going to go in now for the lines and to just get the inking part of the ink down, which is the level at which I end if I'm creating a coloring page. So now this is the level that is more vivid. And it's more tied down. So you can see I pay attention to all the details in here now. That happens to me usually if my iPad is below 50%. I've paid attention to it and I see that's when my lines start to break. So the battery for it matters a lot. See, the line starts to break a little bit. You can always correct it. And if you guys are drawing along, this is the part that you have the permission to do whatever you want with it. You can push as much as you want. Depending on what look you're going for. Add a little bit in the wings there. I kind of just want all my lines to have the same feel to them. Oops, that's broken 3 times. I broke only once, so that's good. That's not good. That's good. And at the end of the day, you're gonna have a crisp looking, clean kind of drawing. The ones that I usually put in my in my coloring books. And I'm using Sketchbook Pro and an iPad. So I usually go back and forth between 2 applications, all professional drawing applications. I use either this, Sketchbook Pro, or I use Procreate. And it just depends on the mood. I really, most of my Pokemon work I draw in here. And then the other painting works, I just do it in Procreate. And I'm a self-proclaimed king of accents. I love adding those. Sometimes I overdo it in my work, but it is what it is. I just love drawing accents. I think they push my work to a whole new level. To a point that sometimes I think I put them where they're not supposed to be. But who said they're supposed to be there or not? Because it's all what makes me happy in my work. So this level is literally just going over your sketch and adding more vivid lines to make it more palatable. So that looks pretty good if you ask me. And this is the last level in the sketching, because after this, then we can go for the color and the painting. That's when all the fun begins. That's not a good one. I will have to do that again. Yeah, those came out good. And depending on where the line is, sometimes I make a discretion to make it either big or small. And of course, how important it is in the drawing. Yeah, that looks good. I'll leave it at that. Now I'm gonna go for these circles. And I guess I may need to use a tool. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna use this one. So here's if you were using Procreate. I kind of want both eyes to be identical, so that's why I'm using a tool. Oops. It ran away from me. Part of drawing, I think, is figuring out things. That should do it. That looks good.
Never really know what's going on. But if you